Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA Bit. We're out here, baby. We are out here. Hope everybody's had a nice little holiday. You know, if you've been in the Live Before Lock streets, maybe you've been hanging out with us here, right? Maybe you've been tuning in as we've been on the road, but as you can see from the backdrop, we are back. We're back in New York City. We're back. Hope everybody's doing well, though. We got some chaos, man. We got some chaos to get into. Ugly, ugly stuff last night. We got some injuries. We got some trade talks. We got some all-star related stuff. We got a little bit of everything, man. A little bit of everything for you today. For what am I looking for? For upcoming stuff, right? We'll have the NBA Bit will be, I think we'll probably fire one up tomorrow morning. Then we'll be off on Thursday. We'll be back on Friday. We're trying to get an 89 Cavs on the books this week, but it might be next week. And then, of course, Live Before Lock is on Friday. We also fired up our first, our first Bagel with Locks this week. So if you need to get caught up on tonight's 4-game slate, you can do that. I think that's it, though. I think we just dive in. And speaking of diving, man, Nikola Jokic went down last night, and it was not great. Now this is Euro Hoops, so I don't know how legit Euro Hoops is, but Euro Hoops is reporting he avoided serious injury. I said when it went down in the Discord, felt like it was either a hyperextension and he was going to be out like 3 to 4 weeks, or it was going to be brutal and it was going to be a season-ending ACL tear. It was definitely a little funky. It was definitely a funky-looking injury. It was awkward. Let me see if I can pull up the video here. It was awkward, and it's too bad. I think Jokic at that time, it was a tie game. I want to say it was 63-63, and he had 21, 8, and 7 at that time. And you could just see, I think it was like, was it Murray that rolled into him? After getting dinged up a little bit. Let me see if I can find the injury here. I'm not seeing it, which is sick. I thought it would be easy to search this quickly, but of course it's not, because X.com is a nightmare. But supposedly he's going through testing today, so we should get a better feel or a better understanding a little bit later. We get Sneeps in the chat. We get the common man here. So hopefully, Jokic is going to be okay, but that's like a seismic injury, man. In Denver, who, if we want to pop over to the NBA standings right now, Denver, who is like, I believe 22-10 after this game, is sitting 5.5 games back from the Oklahoma City Thunder, game back of the San Antonio Spurs for the 2 seed. But talk about a team that's just like injury riddled right now, right? They've been without Aaron Gordon for about a month, Christian Brown for about a month. Cam Johnson went down last week. He's going to miss a considerable amount of time. And now Nikola Jokic. And they've been able to sustain some of this stuff, right? And I think as long as they have the two-man game of Jokic and Jamal, they can tread above water. Well, not even tread above water. I mean, they've been, what were they? They're 6-4 in their last 10. But now if Jokic is going to miss 4 weeks, you're going to see them fall down. Probably, my guess would be in that 5-6 range, right? because you see the Rockets are just a game behind Denver, and then you've got the Timberwolves just a game and a half behind them, who had a fun win against Chicago last night, and then the Suns. I think they could be able to hold their own. And let's look at their upcoming schedule too, because I do think this shows you just how nasty the Western Conference is, right? Snoopaloop National Bacon Day. Let's go. You know what? We will play the drop for you. We will. We haven't done that drop. I don't even know if it still exists. Does the bacon drop still exist? It has been such a long time. He is not. He's not still in the league. Shout out Dwayne Bacon, though. It's good to get that drop back. So, right, let's look at their upcoming schedule here. You got at Toronto, at Cleveland, at Brooklyn, at Philly, at Boston. This is all before January 7th. That's a lot of games here in the next, 6 or 7 days that they're going to be playing most likely without their big man. I think best case scenario, you're looking at, this stretch of the 17th to the 25th that Jokic returns. And I mean, that's a tough road stretch outside of Brooklyn. I imagine if there's no Jokic, they are underdogs against Toronto, against Cleveland, against Philly, and against Boston. Then maybe favored against Atlanta, which we'll talk about them in a second. Matic Otto saying his knee is fine. His knee is fine. We'll see, man. We'll see. That sucks, though. That injury really, really sucked. Let's actually just do that game quickly. Let's do that game quickly, and we can start bouncing around the league from last night's action. So Denver drops this one. Miami hammered them, 147 points here. As you can see, Miami drops 41 in the first. They outscore them by 12. It was tied going into halftime. I was really excited about this game. Jokic in 19 minutes had 21 points, 8 dimes, and 5 boards. How many with 2 turnovers in that game? It felt like we were out for a crazy one. Bone Bruise Serbs are saying, yeah, the Matic Otto deep in the Serbian news. Yeah, we started the show by sharing that tweet. So we'll wait and see, though. Anyways, Jamal Murray had 20, 11 in 35 minutes. You had 16 from Timmy. They're feeling some of the depth issues. And then Miami, man, everybody kind of chipped in this one. Storm and Norman, 25 and 4. 19 and 9 from Khalil Ware with 5 offensive rebounds. Scam out of Bio with 13 and 10. Wiggs had 19, 6 and 5. And then off the bench, Jovic and Jaquez Jr. combined for 42 points. Jaime hit him with 20 and 11. Jovic 22, 5 and 4. You got 11 from Drew Smith too. Good win for Miami. 3 ads to get into the show, right? Where are you seeing actual reporting so far, unless that just came out? Because if we're relying on Euro Hoops, or Eurobasket, I'm going to wait until, somebody that actually covers the Denver Nuggets reports on it. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying there's a lot of, Twitter accounts that I'm not necessarily trusting. I saw the Brian Sutter, the Twitter doctor, whatever, he did something too. Again, I'm going to wait and see, until we get official reporting. Like I said at the top, my take last night was that it's either going to be 3 to 4 weeks or it's going to be season ending. I feel like there's no in between there. But anyways, good win for Miami, who, Miami's been a little weird lately, and to see them get back to their roots of just scoring a shit ton of points, right? So 18 and 15 on the season. Nuggets dropped to 22 and 10. Let's go to A-Town down now. Atlanta and OKC. This game was wild here. But before we get into the Atlanta game, right? So this was a starting 5. No Trae Young in this one. No Jalen Johnson. So they started in Yeka, Risa Shea, Vit Krejci. You got Nikhil Alexander and Dyson Daniels. Let's see. Wait, is NBA official reporting it? We get official reporting on that? Where is the NBA official reporting? How come I didn't see this? Did we really get a tweet here? Let's see. Hold on. Basket news, according to Serbian media. All right, so according to Serbian media, it's going to be a bone bruise. All right, All right, I'll listen to you. If you guys want to say it, I'll listen to you. I'll listen to you. It can be official. I'm waiting until my boy Vic Lombardi. Oh, okay. I got you. Borland said, according to sources, a player who got injured is going to get medical attention. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, back to this game here for a second. Chris Haynes had a report. I think Jake Fisher also. So Atlanta seems to be taking one or two paths here. They're either going to try to dangle Zach Risachet and some picks, but not the New Orleans Pelicans pick, to the Dallas Mavericks for Anthony Davis, to put Anthony Davis alongside Trey and Jalen Johnson. Now, the other option is moving Trae Young. And I have a tough time with both of these. I don't know. I don't know who's trading for AD right now unless the price tag is super duper cheap. Anthony Davis is going to require an extension. And I don't know who's paying AD this money. I mean, like, we've seen it this year, right? Like, when he's on the court, of course he's awesome. He puts up big numbers. He's putting up big numbers. In this season, in 16 games, he's averaged 20 points, 11 boards, a couple dimes a game, shooting 52% from the field. Like, nobody's denying that. But if you are giving up assets right now for Anthony Davis, not only are you giving him up, but now you have to decide you're going to pay him $50 million a year. And you already know, like, Jalen Johnson. Well, Jalen Johnson's on a pretty good contract right now. But so if you're doing this, are you also extending Trae Young? Because that's the other thing. And I know Zach Lowe talked about this a little bit on his podcast yesterday. But everything that Atlanta has done in the last 2 years has told you they don't believe in Trae Young as the future of Atlanta. And I think their hope was Trae was going to ball out a little bit, maybe boost up his trade value, and then ship him somewhere. But I think everybody's kind of come to the same conclusion, and I kind of want to use Luka as the comp, right? If in the sense being that if you are going to be that poor on the defensive end, and it's clear he is, right? He's not a good individual defender. He's not a good team defender. It's not like he's like slowly improved over time to show you that he could be a decent defender. Like, he's been an F- defender his entire career, right? And if you are going to be that bad at defense, you have to be elite on offense. And he just isn't anymore. And I know, like, and that doesn't mean he's bad. I don't think he's a bad offensive player. I think he's one of the best passers in the league. The three ball is, like, low-key, not great. He's a career 35% three-point shooter. This season, shooting 30%, averaging 19 and 9. You can't average 19 and 9 on 30% shooting and then be that shit on defense. And that's kind of where he is right now. Hawks were bad on defense before he came back, though. No, Stan, you're right. Absolutely. The Hawks, but what I'm saying is, they've been worse since he's come back. They've been way worse since he's come back. And you can't pay him. You just can't pay him. If, like, you can't extend him, you can't trade him. Like, I don't know what they do. But I know, what I do know is that trading for Anthony Davis, I think, is a nightmare scenario. If I'm an Atlanta fan, I'm like, listen, man, I know Risachet, if you look at all of the number one picks, if you look at all the number one picks, right? Who was this past year? Cooper Flagg. 3 years ago, Victor Wembanyama. Who was before Wemby? Why am I blanking on who was before Wemby? You got Anthony Edwards in there. Who are some other number one picks? Put them in the chat. You know, one tough run out here is Atlanta wins the number one pick, and then they get Risachet. And if you compare Risachet to all the other number one picks, it's a tough look. He's been pretty rough. Paolo, yeah, forgot about Banchero. I knew I was forgetting somebody. But if you look at Risachet, like, this season, in 31 games, he's averaging 10 points, shooting 45% from the field, 34% from three, rebounds, and 1 dime. He's not really doing a lot. If anything, he's rebounding less this season. He's shooting a little bit worse from 3, and that's about it. But no real marketable improvements here. I was looking for recent number ones. There we go, Cade. Yeah, I know people are saying Wiggins and Anthony Bennett. Okay, we got it. Thank you, guys. Markelle Fultz. Yeah, shout out Markelle Fultz, the GOAT. So, yeah, Atlanta just kind of ran a little bit bad here. But this seems, listen, if you could turn Risachet into Anthony Davis and, like, a couple other picks, and then you don't extend him, That's the problem with AD. You guys aren't good enough to get Anthony Davis now and make a playoff run. Like, if you put AD with Trae Young and Jalen Johnson, how good are they in the Eastern Conference? You know? How good are they in the Eastern Conference? If you combine KP and AD, they might reach the games played threshold for the end of the season awards. I don't know. Maybe. But, like, how good are they? Are you putting them, like, are they a 4 seed in the East? Maybe. Because I think if you do this move, you're just like, hey, let's see if we can win the Eastern Conference this year. And then I wouldn't extend Trae. I wouldn't extend AD. I'd go ahead and try to flip them again if you wanted to. And then just use the New Orleans Pelicans pick and go get a lottery pick this year. That's what I would do. If you're going to trade for AD. But I would much rather just let this Trae Young thing play itself out. You're not going to be good this year anyways. You got bailed out by the Pelicans with a lottery pick. Just see what happens. Let Jalen Johnson get better. Let Dyson Daniels improve. And then maybe give Zachary Risachet more of an opportunity. And then I know Magikarp was in the DMs this morning being like, what about Jalen Johnson for Giannis? Who says no? And that's a Milwaukee fan with some copium right there. You can't trade do not trade Jalen Johnson. Do not trade Jalen Johnson. There we go. He's at Giannis, Miles, and Doc for JJ, OO, and Quinn. Who says no? Is Risachet really that bad, though? I mean, he has been really that bad. I think he's had a couple ceiling games in his career, but he hasn't marketably gotten better. Now, part of that, I think Atlanta, no, because he had opportunities last year too, and he hasn't. So I don't know. I don't know what the move is. Dyson Daniels, blah. He's reached his ceiling. He's brutal on offense. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. I'm not saying Dyson Daniels is elite. But if you had Trae Young doing what Trae Young was supposed to do, I think Dyson Daniels being the guy next to him is nice, right? But yeah, I don't know. I think I'd be patient if I was Atlanta. I think I'd be patient. But anyways, this game was kind of fun, man. Yeah, Risachet is only 20. I agree. That's what I'm saying. If I thought Atlanta could win the Eastern Conference by trading Risachet and some future picks for Anthony Davis and then just not extend them and go from there, I would do that in a heartbeat. I'm fine with that. I don't think that makes them better than Detroit. I don't think it makes it better than New York. So maybe it puts him in the 3 seed conversation. DJP said, do you see Trae accepting the player option in the summer? Of course, if no trade. Yeah, probably. Because I don't know what Trae's market is right now. This is the weird thing about the current collective bargaining agreement and how hard capped it makes some of these teams. And that's why I think the Anthony Davis stuff is weird too. I just don't know who is what we need to do? Clear out some cap space to go get Trae Young, who misses a ton of time as well. Go clear out some cap space to get somebody like Anthony Davis. I think if you are trying to move off of one of those guys, you have to turn your attention to teams that are stupid. And the Chicago Bulls, put your hands up. The Sacramento Kings, put your hands up. Or you turn your attention to a team that is desperate AF, maybe like the Los Angeles Clippers, who weirdly have been turning it around lately. So I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Who needs a 6-foot scoring guard who isn't really scoring? Son J. Rich said Hawks look much more fluid offensively without Trae, and it's unfortunate. I know. I want Trae to be out there. I want Trae to be good, but he's not. Yeah, he's a perfect Sacramento King. Yeah, trade Sabonis for Trae, and then the Kings can just roll out Dennis Schroeder, Russell Westbrook, Trae Young, Malik Monk, and Keon Ellis. Just like a 5-guard lineup. Let them cook. Kings are a disaster. All right, let's get to this game real quick. So the Thunder were without Isaiah Hartenstein and Jay Will. SGA just did SGA stuff, man. Had to play a full game, which I didn't see coming with this Atlanta team that was missing their 2 supposedly best players. SGA 15 for 24. He had 39, 6 and 6. Chetty bang bang, baby. 31 minutes, 24 points, 10 boards, 2 blocks. He was fun. Had a lot of Chet, unfortunately, a lot with Jokic, and Jokic didn't finish the game. J-Dub, too. Finally got some J-Dub love. 8 for 17 for the field, 20, 8, and 7. Case and Wallace gave him 17. You got Caruso with 16 off the bench. Fun game. What I missed here was Onyeka Okongwu, and I was trying to talk myself into 0-0, and I was like, you can't. Not against OKC. I thought these Atlanta starters were going to play like 18 minutes and just get cooked. Look at Onyeka, man. 26 points, 14 dimes, 14 boards, and 6 dimes. He did some work in this one. Nickeil Alexander-Walker takes family business personally. He played 40 minutes against his cousin. He had 30 points and 5 dimes. Vit Krejci at 18. Whatever. Hawks moved to 15 and 19. OKC, after stumbling here, now 28 and 5. They're absolutely moving right now. Let's do the Timberwolves here for Borland, because I know Borland wants to give Naz Reid some love. Naz, baby, 33 points and 7 boards off the bench, going 11 for 18, knocking down 6 triples and 5 free throws. He was fun. Ant had 23 and 4, Rudy 9 and 10. Minnesota just keeps chugging along, baby. 21 and 12, while the Chicago Bulls fall to 2 games under 500. And man, the Bulls are in trouble injury-wise here. So Kobe White left this game, didn't return. Josh Giddey left this game, did not return. Both of those seem to be soft tissue things that could be a problem moving forward. Fire up your Trey Jones. Fire up your Matas Bucelis. Let's trade some pieces, Chicago. Lean into the young guns. Jalen Smith only played 4 less minutes than Nikola Vucevic. Just throwing that out there. Ayo Dosunmu seems to be the real guy that was the minute winner with all this injury. He played 32 minutes. But yeah, man, good win for Minnesota, who, again, this Denver injury seems to open the door for a top 4 seed for Minnesota if they can start stringing it together. They still have a point guard problem. That's pretty clear to me. Mike Conley played 18 minutes off the bench. They're asking Dante and Ant to kind of play point guard while not being point guard. So I hope during the trade deadline they're able to make a move. We'll have to wait and see what this Kobe White injury is, because that's a name that was kind of bouncing around a little bit for a potential Minnesota fix. But I don't know. Also, man, Rob Dillingham, you want to talk about a swing and a miss? And maybe you just argue he hasn't gotten enough of an opportunity, but that trade kind of sucks now, thinking about it now. But old Dilly Bar, still waiting for Dilly Bar to pop off. But good win for Minnesota. It's funny because it doesn't seem like Minnesota's playing awesome. And the fact that they're able to still be 9 games over 500 while they're figuring it out a little bit is really impressive. And it feels like they're going to go on a massive run soon. T-Wolves need a point guard. There's a guy in Atlanta I heard of. No way. Can you imagine Trey Young and Ant on the same team? Unbelievable. Anyways, all right, good win for Minnie. Chicago vibes stay forever bad. Forever bad. I want to be. All right, the Cox, Milwaukee, 123-113. Giannis still at 25 minutes. I am an idiot for drafting him as much as I did last night. Giannis, 24 and 7 in 25 minutes, 11 for 16 from the field. Hey, Kevin Porter Jr. back in our double-double lives, 15 and 11. Let's get a freaking drop for the Porter bro, huh?
We're the Porters. We share the crowd of up-and-down performers. Throwing things and buzzer beater corners. And one of us is playing for the Warriors. We're juniors and we're the Porters.
Porter was fun, baby. Porter was fun. We did get some rough news out of Charlotte, now getting bit by the injury bug once again. Miles Bridges, that piece of shit, he left 7 minutes into the game. So now they're without Bridges. They're without Con Knipple. We'll have to wait for an injury update on Miles. I haven't seen it. LaMelo, close to playing 30 minutes. That's pretty exciting. He had 26, 7, and 6. But it was Brandon Miller time, baby. Crack one open. It's Miller time. He's going to be the big minute. The minute winner here with no Bridges and no Con. He played 38 minutes, man. Imagine if he hit more threes. 3 for 12 from 3, but he finished with 31 points, 8 boards, and 5 dimes. He was really fun. Milwaukee now 14 and 19. Giannis keeps telling everybody to leave him alone. To stop asking me questions. Yeah, okay, Giannis, okay. 14 and 19, though. We'll see if they're active on the trade deadline. Let's go to Phoenix. Colin Gillespie night. Shout out Magikarp, by the way, for putting me on to Colin Gillespie. We drafted a lot of him last night. Didn't matter. because it doesn't matter. But he had 25 points in 29 minutes. What a story for him, man. Missed his rookie year with the injury, right? Because I think he got hurt at the end of his college season and then missed. Am I making that right? Am I making that up? Oh, yeah, that dunk on Kuz. I forgot about this. Brandon Miller absolutely smoked. And then what did he call him? A dumbass bitch or something? Yeah, that clip was going around. That was hilarious. But yeah, Gillespie missed some time his rookie year. Kind of cracked the Denver rotation a couple of times and then goes to Phoenix and just kind of grinds. And now he's a starter, man. He kind of was getting his minutes off the bench, and then Grayson Allen went down, moved into the starting lineup. I don't think they could take him out now. So 25-6-4. Book gave him 22-6-5. They're now 19-13, man. This Phoenix story, you want to talk about L's? You want to talk about owning some of your L's from this season? Me thinking Phoenix was going to be dog shit. They're now 6 games over 500. So shout out Chuck and Frug. Shout out Coach Stark Holmes. You guys get to enjoy this team. They did this one without Mark Williams. Now, granted, it's Washington. Washington's a mess. Alex Sarr, who was putting on a show the last couple of nights, played a back-to-back, which is good to see that he's playing back-to-backs. However, he barely played. I mean, he played 25 minutes, but he had 2 points and 4 dimes with only 2 rebounds. Like, what the hell? Somebody named Jameer Watkins started and played 17 minutes. Koulibaly had 13 and 7. And then here's a bright spot. Trey Johnson, 24, got the start. Knocked down a bunch of shots. He had 24. So good win for them. Jalen Green is going to mess it up so bad. I know. I agree. It's the best. Question, why don't they play Maya LaHook? So he was, you guys, you need a real estate agent. Amanda Bremen is looking. I believe he was hurt, and he missed a ton of time for being hurt. That might be wrong. I don't know. Sarr deserves same shade as Risa Shea. I actually disagree. Sarr has shown way more upside than Risa Shea. Sarr's been like legit good. I've watched too much Washington Wizards basketball. Alex Sarr has been legit good. I mean, the Wizards suck, but he's been great. I think if he's just going to stay healthy, I think he's got like a ton of upside. I mean, he's not going to be Wembanyama and Cooper Flag or like that, but I think he's going to be legit good. Okay, Warriors are hilarious, bro. They lose an overtime game to the Toronto Raptors. Scotty Barnes went like full Moses Malone with like 23 boards. I think that was a franchise record in rebounding. I just said Trey Johnson was knocking down some shots. I love Trey Johnson. But anyways, yeah, I'll do Toronto after this one, but Golden State loses that game to Toronto. And then, I mean, they were in a dogfight with Brooklyn. I know they won by 13. Brooklyn was up 2 at the end of 1. They were down 2 at halftime. The Warriors were up 4 going into the 4th, and then they shut the door. Steph and Jimmy both played right around 30 minutes on the back-to-back, and I think they both played because they knew they needed a win. They're now 1 game over 500. Steph had 27 on 8 for 15 shooting. Jimmy 21, 5 and 4. Draymond, like, I got to tell you, man, I think Dre is like the worst. I really do. He was just like yelling at a Brooklyn fan, and I was like, man, you're the Golden State Warriors. You're 500 right now. I would just try to be better at basketball, man. I really would. Just try to be better. Anyways, Draymond finished with 7 points, 5 boards. How many turnovers? Just 1. That's actually really impressive. I think I've turned into a Warrior hater. I don't know what happened because I love Steph Curry. I hate this Golden State team. They're just not fun, man. They're not fun. They're not fun to watch. They need the Kuminga trade window like they need air. I know, right? What's that, January 15th or 10th or something like that? But who's trading for Kuminga? You know, like besides the Sacramento Kings, man. Oh, man. I don't know. Anyways, Golden State, 1 game over 500. Congrats. Let's do Toronto. I know Power Dusters hunting for it. Dude, I don't know. Like, so Magic are up 11 at halftime. Paolo goes nuts. Paolo, 23, 15, and 10. Big triple-double from him. Anthony Black, by the way, followed up a 38-point game. A 38-point game with a 27-point game. Knocked down a couple of threes. 3 boards, 3 dimes. Desmond Bane had 18 and 6 in this one. And then they just fall apart in the fourth quarter, man. They score 12 fourth quarter points as the Toronto Clampies came out. Scotty Barnes was off to a brutal start. I don't think he accumulated a stat in the first quarter. He finished with 13 and 11. Brandon Ingram had 17 and 9. But it was the bench mob, man. Jamal Shed, 19 and 5. You had Jacoby Walter with 10 and 7, and then Grady Big Old Beck with 15 off the bench. Good win for Toronto, who, Toronto was really stumbling and bumbling for a couple of weeks after that really hot start where they were second in the Eastern Conference. Now, this is a really impressive back-to-back. I know they were at home, but to win an overtime game against a team like Golden State and then turn around and come back, because I do think you could have just chalked this up to a schedule loss. When after that first quarter, you only score 18 points. Everybody's exhausted. You could have mailed this one in. And Toronto showing some stones. RJ Barrett did not play in this game, but he was back the last game. I think they're working him back in. And then we did get an update on Jakob Poeltl, who's going to be out for at least another week and then be reevaluated. And honestly, Toronto should be getting a little bit more shade for that Jakob Poeltl contract. Like, if you just take out that Jakob Poeltl trade, right, where they gave up a first, too, I think, for Poeltl, right? And then, or was it a first or a second? They gave up a pick. And then they paid him? I don't know. TKH2 saying, IQ with the Kuzma stat line. What's the Kuzma? What did IQ do last night? 4 points, 5 boards, 5 dimes, 0 for 6 from 3. Yeah. And the Orlando bench, they're thinned out right now. They're thinned out. Good win for Toronto, though. Good win for Toronto. Let's keep it moving. I think I'm moving too slowly today. It's already 9:30. All right, we did all these games. Actually, we're doing all right pace-wise. Speaking of pace, how about that transition? Indiana garbage time made this a close game, but don't let the final score fool you. It took real garbage time here. Houston just big-bodied them. Too much Houston. No Şengün in this one. Steven Adams played 22 minutes in his stead. Tari Eason up to 29 minutes is good to see, because he was on a minute restriction just the other night. So that's good news here. Tari at 13 and 8. But KD, man, continues to cook. 30 points on 13 for 20 shooting. He had 6 and 5 as well. Ahmed Thompson with a 28 and 7 line. Jabari gave him 21. I don't want to spend too much time on this game. The Pacers suck. Siakam at 23 and 4. This is the most Siakam line ever, man. 16 shots, 23 points. Kind of efficient, but didn't do anything too special. Nemby had 11. Benny had 14. Who cares, man? Aaron Nesmith. Here's a bright spot. Aaron Nesmith played 24 minutes, and he had 14 and 3. So Nesmith getting closer to fully healthy, but what are you going to do? Our guy Stubbs. Stubbs, you still in the chat? Give the Cavs some love here. If Amon can't get a steal versus the Pacers, I don't think he'll ever have a ceiling game. Yeah, I'm just going to continue to get Amon Thompson wrong each and every day. Cavs now 2 games over 500, but stringing together some good games here. Spurs, after their Thunder run, have now dropped back-to-back games against the Utah Jazz and the Cleveland Cavs. Allen, it was Jared Allen night. Jared saw Luke Cornett and Wembanyama and said, ISO 27 and 10. 27 and 10. Spida Mitchell did tweet out, let him know, but I would argue he didn't play last night. 3 for 12 from the field, 2 for 9 from 3, 10 and 7. Garland 15 and 11. They got 11 from Hunter, 11 from Tyson. Spurs just didn't show up. They got Fox back. He played 32 minutes. I don't know how these guards didn't do bigger damage here on this Cleveland team, who was rolling out Garland and Mitchell as their guards. Fox went 4 for 13 from the field. Castle 5 for 13. Vassell's 3 for 10. Harper only played 17 minutes. He had 11 points. Like this, I don't know. A lot of champagne in this game. Harrison Barnes 1 for 5 from 3. This is the first game the Wemby minutes hurt him. Yeah, I don't really know what happened, but credit the Cleveland defense. Seems like they showed up. How many Mobley minutes too? Mobley played 29 minutes, 16 and 7. So we can almost start clicking Mobley's name again if you dare. But good win for Cleveland. They need to start turning the ship around. 2 games over 500. Good for you. Good for you. Bing bong. Hey, how about Zion Williamson? Well, let's start with the Knicks. They won the game. So they were without Josh Hart in this one. They did get Deuce McBride back. He played 18 minutes off the bench. Kolek was questionable. He played 12 minutes. That was good to see that he was good to go. But it was all Brunson, 28 and 10. Also, OG Anunoby, 23 and 11. 2 WWs from the starter. Mo Diawara 18 points in 18 minutes, so he's still starting right now for the injured Josh Hart. Cat with 12 and 12. I will forever. Cavs went on a 14-0 run. Oh, I missed that. Nice. I will just continue to get Cat wrong. If I play Cat, he's going to have a bad game. If I don't play Cat, he's going to suck. And he did. He did suck. But anyways, Knicks 23-9, man. I shouldn't say quietly because it's not like people are sleeping on the Knicks. Knicks are just winning games, man. They're just out there winning games. On the Pelly side of stuff, though, Zion got the start. Still played basically 20. He's been at 26 to 30 range, but he was great. He had 32 points on 16 shots. Got to the line 12 times. Had 5 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, 2. Sadiq Bey, I think, had 15 points in the first freaking quarter, man. He finished with 26, 6, and 6. And then you got Jordan Poole. We got a little pool party here. He knocked down 4 triples, 26 points off the bench. Pelicans, listen, the Pelicans are going to be terrible, all right? I get it. They're fun offensively. It's a fun fantasy environment. Okay, Magikarp said, I just went on a rabbit trail what came out of the Jakob trade. So this is for the Pirtle. Trading them helped them tank for Wemby. They traded the Toronto pick to Min for Dilly Bar. In return, got 2 first robbery. Wow. Oh, Sadiq Bey had 22 in the first. Good Lord. I guess the last time I checked, I think I was tilting early because I saw the Pels look at them, 41 to 37 in the first quarter. New Orleans put up 41 first quarter points, and I think Zion had 3 of them or 5 of them, something nuts like that. But anyways, good win for the Bing Bong Boys. Dallas and Portland, that's the last game of the night. I think we got all of them after that, right? Did I get all of them? Who's 107, 106? What game is that? Yeah, who was 107, 106? Oh, that was Toronto, Orlando. I'll be honest, I didn't watch a lot of this game. I did pay attention to the first quarter, though, where Denny Avdia went nuts, man. Finished this game, played 39 minutes, 27 points, 11 dimes, 9 boards, and 6 turnovers, man. One thing I've noticed about Denny, he was a little bit better last night, 8 for 12. He's been struggling from the free throw line lately. He struggled from the three-point line last night. Kling Kong had 18 and 11. He's been awesome. Shaden Sharp, 24, 5 and 5. And then they got Caleb Love, gave him 24 off the bench. No Anthony Davis in this game. Gaffy Duck gave him a double-double with 17 and 10, 4 stocks. Cooper Flagg, 15, 8 and 6. He had 4 stocks as well. Blazers 14 and 19, Mavs 12 and 22. Let's look at these standings, baby. Let's look at these standings. All right, so here we go in the Eastern Conference. In the Eastern Conference here, Detroit basketball now just a 1-game lead on the New York Knicks, baby. That was crazy. You had a charging lineup with Flag. That sucks, man. But yeah, so just 1 game back here. The Celtics just 4.5 games back. Somehow the Celtics team is 19 and 12. Still don't fully understand it. Toronto, we the North, a half game behind the Celtics here in the 4 seed. Magic and Heat are both 18 and 15. And then the play-in looks like this. The play-in right now, 76ers just a half game back of both the Heat and the Magic. So are the Cavs. I imagine the Cavs come storming up here. And then it's the Bulls and Hawks forever right here in the play-in. I imagine Milwaukee, if Giannis continues to play basketball on the Milwaukee Bucks, they will catch not just 1, but 2 of these teams. I do think it'll be hard for Milwaukee to come all the way back and catch like a Sixers team or a Heat team or a Magic team unless they start tanking. And then whatever, Hornets, Nets, Wizards, Pacers. Over on the West is where it gets fun, man. OKC, 4.5 game lead over the Spurs. Spurs, after just being 2 games back in the loss column, then dropped 2 consecutive games here, but they're still 8 and 2 in their last 10. Nuggets, we got to wait for the Jokic injury, but they're right there in the 3 seed. Rockets and Lakers are both 1 game back of the Nuggets, followed by the Timberwolves, who are just a half game back of both of those teams. And then the Suns, who are surging, baby. The Suns, who are surging, 19 and 13. Warriors now 6 and 4 in their last 10. They finally get back up over 500. And then Grizzlies, who we're going to talk about here in a second, and the Trailblazers round out. The Jazz are ahead of the Mavericks and the Clippers right now. Although the Clippers, hey man, Clippers have won 4 in a row, 5 and 5 in their last 10. And Kawhi, we didn't have a show, but Kawhi 55 and 11, huh? Oh, there we go. We got Patty Coin. Did we already mauled about Jokic? Yeah, man. Sucks, man. The Jokic thing sucks. It does. It's a bummer. Let's look at tonight's games, though. Actually, let's look at it this way. It's better to look at it this way. So only 4 games tonight, and it's kind of a late slate. First game is on the clock at 8 p.m. 76ers and the Grizzlies. Philly refuses to be normal, so don't worry. Joel Embiid is questionable. 76ers favored by 1.5 on the road. I'm going to go ahead and say Embiid is in. One fun thing about these 8 teams playing tonight, nobody on the front end or back end of a back-to-back, I'm pretty sure, so that's exciting. But Embiid seems to be the only real questionable mark here for the 76ers. Actually, on the Grizzlies side of stuff, though, 76ers still without Oubre and Watford. On the Memphis side of stuff, man, listen to this injury report. No Ty Jerome, no Zach Edey, no John Conchar, no Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, no Vince Williams Jr., no Brandon Clark, no Scottie Pippen Jr., and then Jacques Landale. Jacques Landale, the Aussie, is questionable for today. Don't sleep. I mean, don't stop me now. But Jaren Jackson Jr., man, here's his last 3 games. Against Utah, played 30 minutes, had 21-7 with 4 stocks. Against Milwaukee, played 30 minutes, had 24-9 with 6 stocks. And then against the Wizards, had 31-8 with 5 stocks. Is Jaren Jackson Jr. back? I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. Ja Morant here in his first 2 games back, he's played 25 and 27 minutes. I imagine he still stays sub 30. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I've been getting Triple J right the last couple games, but only not because I had a good... Actually, Magic Card put me on to the first one, saying that he's been playing a little bit better, and in that Milwaukee matchup, it was a good matchup for him. I mean, listen, if Joel Embiid goes, he's the only guy that he's going to be battling with down low. And it's not like we're scared of this type of Embiid. On the flip side, man, Philly, like, they don't have any centers. They don't have any, right? It's Jaren Jackson Jr., it's Santi Aldama, and then especially if Jock doesn't go, I mean, he should be able to do work down there. So, I don't know. Let's do Beantown Boys and the Celtics. So, this is my Celtics line. Was started at 7.5, has moved to 8.5, okay? Keontae George is questionable for the Jazz. I'm just going ahead and playing Keontae in. I know the Celtics team is weird. I feel like even though they're on the road, that the Celtics would be favored by closer to double digits, you know? I'm going to play Keontae in. I'm just going to do it. If I get it wrong, we'll just swap to the nuts, Isaiah Collier or Bryce Sensabaugh. Here are the other Jazz guys that are missing. Niang, Kevin Love, Ace Bailey's missing his second game, and then Walker Kessler. I do wonder... the Jazz could always do some weird stuff, but I suspect they play it straightforward. Celtics are relatively healthy, just no Boucher, and then Amari Williams is questionable. My favorite play, not to ruin the flag plan. Yeah, DJP says, do we see Garza tonight? Bosna versus Bosna. Potentially. Luke has been playing like 20-ish minutes. I know his minutes were a little bit weird the last game, but that's because he was fouling the F out of everybody on Portland. I kind of like Hugo Gonzalez today. All right. That was my Zag plant, which, by the way, if you haven't checked out Bagel with Locks yet, I'll share a link right now. Please go subscribe to it if you haven't done so yet. So Missoula's a little weird. Missoula's a weirdo. But one thing he has been doing is, like some coaches, if you get your role, right, you know what your rotations are, it's going to take a little while of you playing like shit before they make adjustments, right? Because they're like, hey, listen, Jalen Wells, we're going to let you, you've earned this spot. We'll let you play through it. I'm just using Jalen Wells as an example. Joe Mazzulla does not do that. If you have one bad rotation, you might get a DNP for 3 weeks. And if you don't believe me, go check out Josh Minot's box scores. Jordan Walsh in this last game picked up 3 quick fouls against Portland. He only ended up playing 7 minutes. Let me give you Ugo's minutes the last 5 games, all right? He played 29 minutes against Miami, put up 10 and 8. He played 27 minutes against the Raptors, had 10 and 10. He played 36 minutes against the Pacers, had 6 and 11. Only 12 minutes the second game against the Pacers, but then the most recent game had 13 and 6 with 2 steals against the Portland Trailblazers, played 30 minutes. I kind of think Ugo has stolen some of the oomph from Jordan Walsh, from obviously Xavier Tillman, from Baylor Shireman's still getting out there, but also Josh Minot. So it is really thin but this whole slate is really thin. Ugo's not getting drafted a ton right now. I wonder if that changes. I don't know what projections will look like. And then I agree with this Magikarp. I hate Yusuf Nurkic. I don't like playing him. He's got the worst hands in sports, I think. He should get a ton of rebounds tonight. He should get 18 rebounds tonight. So even though I don't like drafting Nurkic, I think it's fine. I would like Kyle Filipowski would be kind of fun, but I like Kyle Filipowski when one of Nurk or Lowry is missing. However, with Kevin Love missing, maybe that secures some of those minutes. I think this is going to be a fun fantasy game because I don't know if the Celtics can blow out Utah if Utah has Keontae playing. And if that's the case, 240.5 total, highest total on the slate. All right, Pistons and Lakers. Asar Thompson's minutes have been funky, man. He only played 15 the other night because J.B. Bickerstaff didn't like what he was doing. Then the following night against the Clippers, he played 24. I don't know, man. J.B. Bickerstaff's being a little weird with his minutes, something to pay attention to. Cade should absolutely cook. Normally, we stay away from bigs against the Lakers. They defend them pretty well. Jalen Duren's kind of a different. I feel like Jalen Duren could have his way. I don't know. Call me crazy. I like Tobias Harris more than Asar Thompson tonight. I don't know. On the Lakers side of stuff, they're still without Reeves, Rui, and Gabe Vincent. They do get Jackson Hayes back. Whoopee! To me, you just draft Luka, you draft LeBron, maybe draft Ayton. Laravia. Does Laravia sneak into the 6th round for you? Maybe my boy Marcus Wicked Smart? I don't know. And then we got 2 games, both hosted in LA. 11 p.m. start time. Clippers and Kangs, like the beam. My favorite play right now, I don't think he's going to play. Let me just say that right now. Kings are 9.5-point dogs. I thought Keegan Murray was going to miss way more time. Keegan Murray has missed 2 games, but he's questionable tonight. That's my favorite 6th round click. I'm going to be clicking him. Kings are still without Sabonis and Levine. I don't know. This game sucks, man. Low total. I don't know. Clippers are without Zubats, Bradley Beal, Bogey. John Collins is queued up. Kawhi, dude, you want to listen to Kawhi's last 5 games, okay? You want to talk about this is Jokic shit. Maybe not. Close. All right. Against OKC, 22 points, 8 boards, 6 dimes, 40 fantasy points. Against the Lakers, 32 and 12, 63 fantasy points. Against the Rockets, 41, 8 and 5, 56 fantasy points. Against the Blazers, 28, 8 and 6, 54 fantasy points. And then against the Pistons, 55, 11, 8 stocks, 92.2 fantasy points. Whew, man. He's just insane right now. If the Clippers didn't suck and the FBI wasn't involved, I feel like we'd be like Kawhi, MVP. It's crazy. He's putting up crazy numbers. But again, Clips have won 4 in a row, so that is kind of fun. But that does it, baby. That's tonight's slate. Yeah, go check out Bagel with Locks, really. If you guys haven't done it yet, trying to grow the brand. We put Kawhi. We put a photo of Kawhi up in there. That's exciting. Hold on, I'm trying to share screen, but I lost my spot. Should we be buying Jamal on So Rare? Yeah, but Jamal, how much does his cap really go up? I do like Jamal, though. But yeah, this is the Bagel with Locks today. Go check that out. Oh, you know the other thing we could do? Let's do that quiz game thing. That our guy Crocodile Dundee did, right? Let me go pull that up. Let me go pull that link up. We can do that, and then we can get out of here. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked this out yet, too, it's a free game. It's kind of like trivia, so it's fantasy game, I guess is how I would say it. I got to do a better job branding it. Dropping the link in there right now. Let me go share screen. We're gonna do that. Then I gotta take the dog out and I gotta get my ass to the gym. I gotta get my ass to the gym. All right, here we go. Guess the card. Can you guess the NBA player by their last 5 games score? 10 questions, beat the clock. Here we go. Start the quiz. All right, which player scored these points? 21, 2, 7, 16, 13. Feels like, how about City? J-Dub, Benedict Mathurin, City. All right, it's City. There we go. Next up. Which player scored these points? 6, 15, 20, 14. Steven Adams. There we go. 2 for 2. Let's go. Which player scored these? We got 2, 42, 7, 18. Oh, my God. Is that Marcus Smart? That feels like Marcus Smart. Craig Porter Jr. I was thinking Marcus Smart at all those threes that night. Which player scored these? 36, 32, 55, and 15. That's Alex Sarr. It's got to be Alex Sarr. There we go. Sarsgaard. Then we've got which player scored these? 10, 37, 23, 17, 8. Oof. Jalen Tyson. I knew it was Tyson or Moody. All right, here we go. 6 out of 10. Which player scored these? 33, 49, 29, 32, 33. That's pretty consistent. Feels like Desmond Bain or Norman Powell. Desmond Bain. All right, here we go. Which player scored these? 22-0, 35, 32, 22 and a half. PJ Washington. There we go. Hell yeah, play the drop. If you know, you know. Which player scored these? 31, 37, 28, 29, 40. We know it's got to be Siakam or J-Dub. Siakam or J-Dub. Whew. All right, here we go. Which player scored these? 44, 39, 50. This feels like Derek Queen or Khalil Ware. Derek Queen or Khalil Ware. Derek Queen. Whew, baby. All right, one more. We're cooking here. We're cooking. Which player scored these? 23, 18, 21, and 27. It's got to be Bagley. Wow, there we go. We cooked, baby. We cooked. 8 out of 10. Only 2 wrong. 80%. Let's go. We're new high score. Let's view the leaderboard. Where are we? Oh, we're in Mike Suckarian. Is that Ryan Wilkinson? Mike Suckarian is crazy business. That's crazy business. Mike Suckarian. You sons of bitches. No, it's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. All right, gang. We're going to call it there. Listen, it was great to be back. Love going home, love seeing families, but was excited to be back in my home, sleep in my own bed, have my nice, pretty camera so you can see all the wrinkles and grays. We'll be back tomorrow, live before lock. Not live before lock. NBA Bit right here tomorrow and Friday. No show on Thursday. So I'm not going to say Happy New Year yet because I expect to see all of your asses here tomorrow morning when we break down the 4-game slate. Best of luck in the streets. Like, subscribe. Kiss your mom. We out.